Sign up for the Boss Elite package today. Unlock exclusive benefits designed to elevate your brand and presence. Free one-page website feature in one interview and guest host 3 segments of the BWN podcast. 1-hour monthly session at the Content Creator Lounge to shoot your content, 1-hour consultation on how to start and shoot your podcast. Your name, photo, and logo featured on the BWN website and more. Ready to take your business to the next level? The Boss Elite package is your key to building your brand and expanding your reach. Join now and become part of a powerful network of boss women.
That is cute. All right. So we are here today. I have Dr. Michelle Fennick. She has been here before. So we have invited her back, y'all, because she gave out so much information that we had to get her back in here. So we're about to get started. So thank y'all for tuning in to the Boss Women Network. Make sure you go to the Boss Women Network website to get all the information and to check out all these interviews that we've been doing. So check it out. So hi, Dr. Michelle.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
How have you been?
I've been wonderful.
That is good. So what have you been up to lately?
So I've decided to really hone in on those signature packages that I offer regarding workshops.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm offering the Inspire Her Masterclass series. And so those workshops that I've gotten really good feedback around, I'm offering those virtually once a month, just a offering for women who want to hone their skills for communication, time management. If they're an introvert in particular, giving them strategies for networking.
Okay. So do you have some of the things that you'll be, I know you say you'll be going over introvert, things to help introverts,
Yes.
speaking, things like that. What are some of your strategies that you're going to be doing?
So for my time management piece, that's the one I'm kicking off things with.
Okay.
So that's my favorite topic to cover. It's really my bucket filler. So I'm going over strategies on how to really design your day from the time that you wake up until the time that you go to bed. And so those strategies look like time blocking, working through your SMART goals, making sure that all of your activities are aligned to that, and also making sure that you carve out time for self-care and that you focus on your relationships, because that's another critical component. For introverts, that's another offering that I have. There's a book that I've gotten acquainted with since our last meeting.
Oh.
And the title of it is Quiet.
Quiet. Okay. Because introverts need quiet
yes,
time.
they need quiet time.
Mm-hmm.
And the author is Susan Cain. And it is just such a beautiful book that celebrates all of those attributes about an introvert that really show their strength and power in relationships and business and just really in the world.
Oh, I'm going to check that book out.
Yes.
Because goodness, it is difficult being an introvert because you have to really, push yourself to do things that you're not comfortable doing.
Yes.
So what kind of tools? So are you going to be using that book to help your students with being an introvert?
So I'm going to take components of it, because she shares different strategies and different stories of people that would resonate with all of us. And so I want to really highlight and kind of hover over various individuals who are introverts that have just really made their mark in history, so that people feel empowered if they are an introvert.
I love that. I would love, how could Boss Women Network collaborate with you on something like that? Because I would love to figure out a way where we could work together on something like that and offer that to the ladies, because, man, it's a struggle being an introvert and trying to do business at the same time.
I would, the way that Boss Women's Network has just been expanding and just meeting so many needs for women, and just knowing your heart for just being a giver, a collaboration, I think would be absolutely perfect, because that so aligns with what my intention is to really equip women so that they are empowered, so they have impact, because that's what this is really all about.
Right.
And so I know that I've been offering things virtually, but in this incredible studio that you have, I would love to have an opportunity to host something here
Yes.
that would people could come and have the experience in person.
Yes.
And then those introverts, while they're in person, could actually network as they work through some of the activities.
That is a great idea. I love that. So see, guys, we're going to be doing some great things, where especially to help introverts, but also people in general. You know, I know public speaking has also been one of my challenges. Doing the podcast has definitely helped me. How are you with public speaking? I know you say you help with public speaking. What are some of your tactics with that?
So public speaking is something that gets better over time. And I know you and I have connected on being introverts,
Yes.
but public speaking is that thing that once you practice, you get better and better and better. I know that just watching the podcast over time, I've watched just more confidence emerge with you.
Really?
Yes, very much so. And the same with me. I'm an introvert. And so practice doesn't make perfect, but it perfects. And so a strategy that introverts or anyone that's having difficulty with public speaking can employ is the mirror.
The mirror.
Standing in front of the mirror and practicing over and over and over again helps to perfect public speaking. Also, I see the cameras.
Yeah.
Videoing. And so I just watched some podcasts that I did last year, and I didn't realize it, but I have a tendency to hide my teeth.
Oh.
Because I had issues with my teeth when I was younger. And so, unfortunately, that's been a practice to hide my teeth. Since I've been an adult, I've gotten my teeth corrected.
Same.
So, yeah.
I went to the exact, so I know what you. I did the same thing.
Yes.
I catch myself doing that too. Hide my teeth.
Exactly. And so, but it's just habit. So when I
Yes.
catch myself, I have to intentionally tell myself, Michelle, smile. Also, you've provided this incredible water for us. So I'm going to take a sip.
Oh, you're saying like drink some water. Matter of fact, let me drink some too. Water.
Yes. And so what happens when we get nervous? The throat gets dry. And I'll notice that little tickle. Well, that's just nerves.
Oh.
That's just nerves. And so when we keep the vocal cords nice and wet, that's more aligned to relaxation. And so just keep the vocal cords wet, keep the mouth nice and moist, and then that helps you with confidence and to feel relaxed. And also breathe. Sometimes we're talking and we're holding our breath because we're a little bit nervous. So if we just breathe through it, and also just authenticity, just being ourselves. I know you're going live, and we had a discussion about going live.
Yes.
Maybe there's not a filter. This is just what it is.
Yes.
And so that also helps with confidence with speaking and preparation. Practice.
Gosh, I'm very comfortable now doing the podcast in front of cameras, but when you sit out there and do it in front of thousands of people, have you had to speak in situations like that?
I have. And so I've prepped myself, and I've also reminded myself of my intention. My intention is to bring a certain amount of information to the audience. And so I always have to just go back to that place. Like, this is what I'm here for. This is the opportunity that I've been given, and I don't want to waste it. So let me speak up. Let that encourage me. Let that empower me so that I can share the information that I want to share with the audience. That would be a blessing to them.
So again, I know we talked about this the last time on the podcast, but what inspired you to get into this field of business for the people that didn't see the podcast and would like to know?
So women empowerment. It's so important that we help each other. Being an introvert, you can really get stuck in your solitude. And there's a beautiful quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so we can't be isolating ourselves. It's so important that we connect with other women. And what's been beautiful is that since I've opened myself up and kind of put myself out there, I have found these incredible ladies.
Same. I get it.
Yes. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just been beautiful. And so many women need that. We
Yes.
can't be out here isolating ourselves. And we have to remember that we're the feminine part, we're women. And so when we get into relationship with each other, we can build each other up. We have a certain perspective regarding motherhood, regarding business, regarding fashion, regarding health, regarding business that only we have. And so we're better when we sharpen each other's iron.
That is so true. That is another reason why I started the Boss Women Network, so I can kind of connect with other women, because being an introvert, it's difficult to put yourself out there to actually want to connect with other women. I feel I don't know, sometimes you feel rejected because you sometimes you don't fit in as an introvert, because when you're surrounded by a bunch of extroverts, they just hit it off
Yes.
immediately. And I
Yes.
used to be sitting there like, dang, like what is wrong with me? Why I can't just hit it off with people like that? But the introverts always tend to be misunderstood in those
Mhm.
environments. So it's like, do we only connect with other introverts? Is that what it is? Like, okay, so when I bring people onto the Boss Women Network, do I make them take this little survey? Are you an introvert or an extrovert before I decide to bring you around? Because maybe you won't fit in because you're not going to understand me as an extrovert. I know you teach that. So how does that work?
So what's interesting about the introvert is that many extroverts love being around us
Really?
because we're not talking. We're
Hmm.
allowing them to talk.
Hmm.
And I was thinking of a commercial that was very popular when I was young, and it was the E.F. Hutton.
Hmm.
And it was E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. And so I'll set the scenario up. So there's a boardroom, and E.F. Hutton is sitting at the table, and everyone is chiming in. Everyone is talking. You hear everyone's voice except E.F. Hutton.
Hmm.
So finally, a point is made, and E.F. Hutton decides to speak. And when he speaks, the room is silent. Because when he speaks, they know it's time to listen because it's not going to waste his words.
Hmm.
And so with the introvert, oftentimes you have a person that's a deep thinker. Oftentimes you have a person who values connection. And oftentimes you have a person who is humble. And
Right.
that person is always refreshing to be around.
Right.
And so the extrovert, and I know I love to give this illustration. If there's a party, a cocktail party, you will see the introvert. The introvert will buzz from person to person, and you'll see them just make touch points, which is great because that's their gifting.
The
I'm
introvert or
sorry, the
extrovert?
extrovert,
Okay, the extrovert.
excuse me, the extrovert. The introvert may connect with maybe 2 or 3 people, but it's deep. And that's what I feel like from this relationship
Right.
is there's so much depth there with the introvert. They go deeper. And so with the introvert, the connection might be that they know of a person that's willing to assist business wise, that has an intricate knowledge of what the need is instead of just knowing the person, just having the contact in your phone because you met them one time.
Right.
The introvert has that depth.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful.
yeah, we want to actually build a relationship. It's not just going there and just having a quick conversation and then it's out.
Yes.
Yeah, we really sit down and really have a deep conversation and then really try to get to know the person.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is definitely a difference. So I joined a young lady that I interviewed a few weeks ago. Well, I guess a few months ago. She has the Rich Girl Formula. I was talking about her yesterday, but she helps you with business and marketing, and then she kind of helped me redefine my Instagram and my website and things like that. But she also helps me learn how to connect more with people when you're an introvert. Basically, threads. Are you familiar with threads?
Yes.
I was on threads, but I had not really used threads. So I have once you told me, I started using threads and really putting out fillers and posts out there. And then I got so much feedback. I done joined a group of women, business women that are doing some great things. And then I set up an event here. Well, it's not really an event, it's like a private session next week with all of these business women that want to come together just to do business together. Um, to plan events for the 2025 year and just kind of use our resources and build together. And I have not met any of these women. So I'm like, wow. So for the introverts, even if you're not a person that like to go out to meet people, there are other ways, because threads, I have met so many great people on there, and I'm going to meet some more people here coming soon. So if you are not the person that like to jump out there and go to different places without kind of connecting with people first, like me, I like to connect first and then meet, and not meet you then connect. It's, although there's nothing wrong with that, I feel more comfortable this way.
Yes,
Are you like
yes,
that?
yes.
Oh gosh. So that's what it is. So if you are that person, definitely try threads and connect that way, and then you'll definitely have a better turnout than trying to go somewhere and meet like the extrovert would. So I know I saw that you said that you like to work with the groups and in business. How do you help businesses again, for the people that didn't see that last time? What do you do for businesses?
So for businesses, I mostly do the SMART goals
Mm-hmm.
and just meet with individuals one-on-one and just work through our progress through the SMART goals. And so that's just a matter of, strategic, measurable, actionable, relative, and time bound. And so meeting with that person and really being their accountability partner, being a
Okay.
thought partner. And so I try not to stifle myself and just only work with educators. I try to work
Okay.
with women from various backgrounds, but I'm that thought partner. I'm the accountability partner, so to speak, as to if you set this goal, where are we quarterly, so that they can continue to make that intermittent progress towards their business goals.
Do you work with individuals on that as well?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
absolutely. Yes.
I know I probably need some help with that. Mainly since I'm trying to build this organization with women, it has been a challenge because, gosh, I love working with women, but gosh, it's a challenge getting
Yes.
women to be on the same page when it's time to do business together.
Yes.
I've had a good group that I've met recently within the last year that we've been able to work with, but sometimes you get you may have one person that's not on the same page with everybody else, and sometimes that can interfere with the whole group as a whole. So I would definitely need help as I'm building this business up, as far as bringing women together and having women on the same page, because I saw that you do help women in teams when who they're trying to build. You come up with strategies and things like that. So I'm definitely interested in that. What would that process look like?
So that's a matter of meeting and going over the mission and vision of the organization. So that's very important as to what is the focus, what is the organization trying to achieve, and then we go over some norming. How are we going to function? What's needed so that we can function? How do we need to communicate with each other so that we can function? What do our meetings look like? What do they sound like? What do the agendas look like? That's a very key piece, is having a lot of structure around that piece and mutual understanding. And then those SMART goals help to come up with no more than three, so that we keep it simple. And every meeting is aligned to what is our progress towards these goals. And so at the outset of every meeting that you have with the team, go over the norms. And so I'll just make up some arbitrary ones, just for the sake of an example. It might be, we start on time, we finish on time. One person speaks at a time. We cover each item in as it comes up on the agenda. We don't jump all over the agenda and just popcorn out. And then we all leave with actionable steps. So everyone leaves knowing what they need to do. And we conclude with a summary. I'm just making that up.
Right.
And so every meeting, that's what that looks like. You start off with the agenda. Maybe you start off with the minutes of the previous meeting. No one jumps ahead and to item number 5 on the agenda. The agenda is made ahead of time. And so little things like that help to maximize meetings. It's hard when a meeting starts and I really only want to do item number 5. So when someone's talking about item number 1, I'm not interested. So I'm jumping around because I want to, because it's the one that's most significant to me.
Right.
But having those tight agendas, having that as a norm, the way that the group operates, maybe even having a piece, I'm going to use this top. So if I have the top, that means I'm talking.
Oh, Okay.
And then it's when I put the top down, then it's your turn to talk, so that no one's talking over each other.
Oh, I'm gonna use that strategy
Yes.
for next week, for next
Yes.
week's meeting when I have all the women together. Because we're
Yes.
gonna be talking about stuff like that. Are you doing any? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Before we get started into this next topic, let me take a quick break, and we're gonna be right back.
Sign up for the Boss Elite package today. Unlock exclusive benefits designed to elevate your brand and presence. Free one-page website feature in one interview and guest host 3 segments of the BWN podcast. 1-hour monthly session at the Content Creator Lounge to shoot your content, 1-hour consultation on how to start and shoot your podcast. Your name, photo, and logo featured on the BWN website and more. Ready to take your business to the next level? The Boss Elite package is your key to building your brand and expanding your reach. Join now and become part of a powerful network of boss women.
Right. Okay, everybody. So we are back, Boss Women Network. We had to take a quick little break for a second, but we are back, and we're gonna finish off what we were just talking about. So yeah, so I was saying, do you have any events that you have going on to where you are the lead and you're having to manage how you're going to navigate the whole meeting?
Not right now, only working with other organizations, just
Mhm.
coming in as a consultant.
Okay.
So for instance, I'll share with you that time management, because many of the groups that I work with, we're entrepreneurs, we're business women, and so we get to make our own schedules.
Right.
And so coming in and norming teams around time, I've been able to come in and just really help individuals to really figure out how to respect each other's time. And so organizations will let me know kind of what the need is. If there's a communication issue or challenge, I can come up with some support to help to implement for the team so that there's more seamless communication.
Okay. So have you ever put any events together collaborating with other women?
I have just coming in to do different workshops that they requested for me to do.
Okay, so
Yes.
y'all weren't like coming together. Okay, I'm gonna
To
handle
do,
this. I'm gonna handle this. You handle this, and we're gonna do this event together.
not in my business capacity as a
Okay.
school administrator. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Would you be interested in doing something like that?
Very much so.
Because I
Very much
remember
so.
last time we talked. I think you had met some young ladies, and y'all were thinking about the potential of doing something. I don't
Yes.
know how that, or did y'all ever decide? Or
It has not come to fruition.
oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. So maybe you're supposed to.
Yes, that's my hope. That's why I got here bright and early to make it happen. Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
I'm saying, so I don't know how you, what do you think about it? But if you're,
I'm in.
I was just gonna, no, I was going to say if you're available on Wednesday, I don't know what your schedule is like for Wednesday at 6 p.m. But I have a few women coming. I don't know if you would like to connect and meet these other
Absolutely. When
business
we
ladies.
conclude, I'm going to make sure I put it on my calendar.
Yeah, put it on your calendar because
Yes.
that would probably be a great asset. Because
Yes.
I'm definitely reached out to women in business like you
Yes.
that are doing some pretty good things out there, and to be able to do some business together and use our resources. Because I know when you are doing a event by yourself, it can kind of get expensive.
Absolutely.
But when you're working with other women that all have the same vision, same goal, and they want to do some events, public speaking, and talk about what we all have going on individually, and building something and generating revenues at the same time,
Yes.
that's pretty good. So, and that's one of the goals to teach at Boss Women Network. I haven't figured it out yet,
Yes.
but that is the goal, to show it through my example of how you can work with other women in business and actually generate some revenue and support each other along the way. So, so tell me, what else do you have going on? I've seen you speaking at a place. Look like you do a lot of speaking at this one particular place all the time. It looks like a content space too. It looks really nice. So tell me about that.
It's a beautiful space. I have joined a few networking groups, and so the beautiful part is something will happen when you meet with a dynamic group of women. You'll all honor each other's gifts.
Right.
And so one of the things that stood out to me for the person who owns that particular shop is the public speaking.
Oh.
And so she requested that I do some workshops on public speaking. And so I did. I was able to offer those. And then I also shared that time management, again, is my bucket filler. So I've shared some things on that. And there's another a message that I love to share. And I did this one for some missions, like women who are living in shelters and things like that. So it's called Know Who You Are and Know Who You Are Not.
Okay.
And that it has to do with just identity, just knowing who you are. And so that one is kind of my, it's my give back from a spiritual standpoint. So those are some of my favorites.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that. I'm all about the books. As you can see, I want to
Yes.
make sure I have some books here.
Yes.
Have you read any of these? Persuasion.
Let's see.
I have not read this one, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
A revolutionary way to influence and persuade people.
Yes.
I have not read that yet, but I do know that you read this one.
Oh, yes. I quote that one constantly. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And you know my favorite habit? Seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's
yes.
such a huge component of communication.
Yes. Guys, the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Yes.
This is a great book, and it really does. It does talk about collaborations and respecting each other's boundaries, and it kind of helps you learn how to work with other people.
Yes.
Even though I read this book, I'm still challenged in this area. So you'll see my journey as I grow in learning how to work with other women, and other women learn how to work with each other, because that's the goal I'm trying to teach with Boss Women Network. Because as you know, I know if you are a woman, you know that it is difficult. Us as women working together, even though we have great intentions, sometimes it's just challenging, or sometimes we're just not aligned. But we just have to get in alignment.
Yes.
So, so what are some type of tips that you can give to the woman or women that are just getting started in business and feel stuck? They don't know what to do. They want to do business. They want to be able to connect. They want to, but they're afraid. Things like that. I know you have all the tools.
So networking, I know we talked a lot about introversion, but networking is so important, because there may be someone with a blueprint for success that you see just really making things happen. Reach out to those individuals. I know I've reached out to you. I want to just give a kudos for the information that you shared around your BOI information.
Yes.
And there's a lot that's out there that could be just misinformation, but just your post, I was able to share that post with so many business women, and that resource was able to really secure their LLC.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
Yes.
And examples like that, finding those credible, successful, generous, but also honest, because you talked about making sure that we're gifted in certain areas for a reason, and there should be some compensation for sharing that talent and those resources. But if individuals will reach out and do the research and put themselves out there and take the time to make the connections, that's a wonderful way to at least have the foundation. Also commitment, being committed, understanding that it's not going to happen overnight, understanding that it takes time, and the success that you see is what you see today. But this may have started, I don't even know,
years ago.
Yes. So they say oftentimes someone will be called an overnight success, because the public will see it. But that overnight success took 25 years. And that's so to really understand that entrepreneurship comes with some sacrifice. And whereas you have a 9-to-5, which is commendable and respectful way of a stream of income, entrepreneurship is different. You're working 24/7 sometimes. You might wake up in the middle of the night with just a flood of creativity, and you want to capture it, because that might be the way that you get and elevate to the next level. But good mentors, putting yourself out there, being realistic as far as expectations, and those SMART goals. I know I've mentioned it a few times.
Yes, you did.
But they really help to keep you accountable.
Are these SMART goals like broken down in little tidbits?
You can break them down as much as you want to. You just want to make sure that they are specific, that there's a measure. Like, for instance, my Inspire Her Masterclass series. I've committed to making sure that I offer the same kinds of offerings for these workshops every single time, that they happen at a certain place and time on the calendar, that attendance is what I've hoped and determined that it would be, and that it's also that there's a cost associated with it,
Right.
so that it earns certain revenue. Otherwise, I may have to rethink my
Right.
offerings.
Right.
So
Totally get it. I'm definitely rethinking mine too.
yes.
I'm going to talk to you about that once we get off camera, because I had something else I wanted to talk to you about. I want to offer and include your services in it. But yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to tell people before we get out of here?
I just want to ask that people follow me on my Instagram, which is Consult Dr. Michelle, and my website is www.consultdrmichelle.com. You can also email me at consultdrmichelle@gmail.com. And I would love to have an opportunity to work with you. Again, women empowerment. That's my bucket filler. I've not used that word before, but it's really what I'm impassioned about. I really believe in women and their ability to make a difference, and it's important for me to help women to pay it forward.
Yes, most definitely. Well, I guess we're going to tune out of here for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Dr. Michelle, for coming and giving more information today. We're going to be inspiring her through her masterclass that she has coming up, y'all. Do you have any dates set yet?
Yes, January 25th. The information is on Eventbrite. My first workshop is called Master Your Time, Master Your Life.
I love that. Master your time, master your life. All right. Well, don't forget to go to bosswomennetwork.com. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do before we go. I have something for you. I have a whole lot of shirts here, but I want to let you pick one. Boss Women Network shirt. They were folded nice and neat. Sorry, y'all, they don't look all nice.
I want to get that
neat.
green one.
Oh, you already know what color. Okay, they are folded. Let me see here.
Lovely, lovely.
Let's see. What size? Is there a certain size?
I like a medium. I like for shirts to hug me.
Oh, okay. I hope I got a medium in this size.
And if not, then this khaki.
Okay, so we have here large.
Let's try this one.
Yeah, those are large.
That army green is pretty.
It is? Okay,
Yeah.
so let me see if I got a
Tan.
medium.
Yeah.
This is a medium.
Perfect.
It's V-neck. Do you like V-neck?
Oh, yes. Oh, nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Boss Women Network. Here's a red one, guys.
Lovely, lovely.
But yeah, so yeah.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I will be posting a picture of me in this.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Support,
Yes.
support each other's businesses. But okay, guys, don't forget to tune in to bosswomennetwork.com. You can go there to see the podcast, or you can just find it on the YouTube. Just type in Boss Women Network, but it may be easier for you to just go to bosswomennetwork.com. The link is in the bio. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see all the interviews, all the business tips, because Boss Women Network is about giving all the business tips and connecting you to all the smart, intelligent women that's out there that have business resources that you may want to connect with, like Dr. Michelle Fennick. All right, so we're out of here. Bye.
Sign up for the Boss Elite package today. Unlock exclusive benefits designed to elevate your brand and presence. Free one-page website feature in one interview and guest host 3 segments of the BWN podcast. 1-hour monthly session at the Content Creator Lounge to shoot your content, 1-hour consultation on how to start and shoot your podcast. Your name, photo, and logo featured on the BWN website and more. Ready to take your business to the next level? The Boss Elite package is your key to building your brand and expanding your reach. Join now and become part of a powerful network of boss women.